I'm Kevin Croom, and I'm joined by UFC. Kevin Croom was fresh off a first-round submission win against Roosevelt Roberts this past weekend. UFC on ESPN Plus 36. Fresh haircut as well. What's going on, Kevin? How are you?
Oh man, just hanging out, living the dream, living the dream.
It doesn't get a haircut doesn't get any fresher than that.
That's right, as fresh as possible.
It's just crazy, like to kind of see everything kind of transform. I mean, for you, a week ago today, you weren't even signed by the UFC. What has this kind of been like for you?
Man, a whirlwind, a total whirlwind. Like obviously, I've been waiting my whole life for this to happen, and I've been doing the work so that when this could happen, it would happen like this. Like that's a big part of it is everybody is just like, oh, hey, on Wednesday you weren't signed. And you're right, I wasn't, but I've been working for 13 years, so I mean, I definitely didn't dream it being this good or, being this cool, but like I've been putting in the work for it to be this good,
Yeah. I heard you say too, I think it was in the post-fight scrum that, I guess James Krause kind of told you that maybe this opportunity would come. How did last week kind of play out?
I mean, last week, man, I woke up Wednesday thinking I was going to have to work this weekend, build a fence or something to make some money. And then I was doing medicals on Thursday, so I could get cleared to fight in Vegas. And I pulled into the doctor's office at 2, and I got a call from the management saying that as soon as I got done with that, I needed to hop on a plane. So barely made it to the airport, got to the airport, found James, sat down and asked him who I'm fighting, and obviously I'd seen him fight a few times. I knew he was good, but didn't have any time to think about it, man. Just trusted myself, trusted the process, and here we go, baby.
Yeah. Do you almost prefer it that way too, not having too much time to kind of think about it, not a lot of time to get in your own head or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, most definitely, it was great.
Yeah. And I know you were saying too about building fences too, and I know you said in the post-fight scrum too that you're kind of in construction, things like that. Are those things you're gonna look to continue, or now that you got that bonus money and everything, are you kind of just full-time training?
Yeah, I mean, I'm never gonna stop working. However, is I don't have to anymore. And that's the big difference is I can do whatever I want, and so I mean that's nice. If I don't feel like it, I'm not gonna. And if I feel like working outside, I mean, I like working with my hands. I like working outside. I enjoy hard work. So if I want to, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, for sure. I think the word you kept using too after this fight was elated. Just kind of tell me what that feeling was like too. And have you ever felt anything like that before?
I mean, obviously, I think MMA. I think winning a fight is the best drug on the planet. The adrenaline, just everything. It's amazing. And I've had some really high highs, on those wins. But no, nothing was like that. And I mean, I'm sure I'll be chasing that high for the rest of my life.
Yeah. And as far as too, I mean, obviously this couldn't have gone much better. You obviously you get the call up. It goes as well as about as good. You get a bonus as well. But the fact that too, there's such a small sample size of you in this fight too. Does that work in your benefit too for future opponents too? They don't get to see that much of you inside the octagon.
Yeah, I mean, most definitely. I'm a lot better than anything that's out there. All of the film on me doesn't really hold a drop to what I can do. So yeah, I mean, sure, that's great.
Yeah. Was there any point in that fight too that you're like this is over, or was it not until the ref kind of you felt the tap?
Yeah, I mean, obviously when I drop them, you always are like, oh snap. But yeah, I mean, I was clear, all focused. I've dropped people before, and we still fought 3 rounds. So I mean, I just was focused. Man, that neck just presented itself. It's almost like it had some magnets on it directly to my arm, and it was just perfect.
Yeah. Was that something that you kind of when it was happening, you're like, all right, throw that in? Or I know sometimes too, fighters will just say, it's almost like an instinct thing too. All of a sudden, you just grab that neck.
The thing is I don't have the best guillotine, and I've never finished one with my left arm. And it just was there. And I even thought for a split second about trying to change arms. and it was just like there. It felt right, and I just went with it. And fuck, man, maybe that's my new thing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously worked out well for you.
Yeah.
And I know there was an opportunity before this potentially with Alex Caceres, and that obviously fell through. But after that fell through, did you feel like a UFC opportunity was still going to be there in the near future?
Yeah, I mean, one of the big things about this whole journey is wondering if they wanted me, wondering if I had what it takes, wondering if I was what they were looking for, even though I knew I was, you know?
Yeah.
And so that kind of seemed into that. Obviously, man, that was a whole roller coaster ride of emotions. I got everything I'd ever wanted, and then it got taken away from me so quickly. But man, I just tried to keep a really good perspective, and I tried to use that as my advantage. Obviously, I've been waiting for it forever, so I had a lot of emotions, and I felt like on that trip I got all my emotions out of the way, and then I was able just to focus on business this time, and it was really nice, you know.
Yeah, how close was that to actually being like, in that fight?
I mean, I was in Vegas. Like ready to make weight. So I mean, pretty close, you know.
Yeah. And I know you also talked about after the fight about, kind of maybe about, buying a house, anything like that. Any movement on that?
I don't know, man. I'm looking for a really expensive bow staff at the moment.
Okay.
Trying to get some new ninja toys.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
I saw you had the nunchucks earlier.
Yeah, right here, man. I stay strapped. Don't ever forget that. I stay strapped.
And I know you're one of the biggest underdogs on that card. Do you know anyone, like any friends, family that, put money on you?
Yeah. I mean, I had a few friends make a couple grand on me, which that's awesome, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know, like,
if I had known, I probably would have myself. I didn't know.
Yeah. Do you know, like, how much is, like, the most, like, one of your friends made on that fight?
I mean, I know for sure 1,300. I know I have like two more that made at least 1,000. So I don't know. I've had a bunch of people hitting me up on Twitter showing me all the money that they made. So I mean, heck yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing I want to ask you too, and I haven't seen this really anywhere else, but like in the post fight, you were kind of using the comb. Like, is that something you always do? Like, what was the comb?
Yeah, man, dude. I mean, I'm just silly, and I like ninja stuff. Obviously, I got the nunchucks a while ago. I decided I wanted to get good at a butterfly knife, and so I got a butterfly comb. And I just thought, man, that would be fucking funny to do, and I do. I think it was hilarious. So nailed it.
Yeah, for sure. And like also too, I mean, you're just like talking about it, like I see the shirt you're wearing too, and just having that kind of like fun attitude and things like that. Like, how does like that help you in the sport in MMA where it kind of is, super like serious?
Man, I don't know. I don't know how it helps me or whatever, but I mean, for however this may sound, man, I feel like this is like what the world needs, man. Everything's so serious, all this bullshit going on. Everybody's so upset. We just need a funny ass bad motherfucker, you know, and I'll take the job, you know, like I'm silly as shit and I'll fucking fight anybody whenever. So, you know, I'm just gonna keep doing me, you know.
Yeah. And just going off that, like you said, that's kind of like what the people need. I mean, I think if anybody's been pleased by what you've done so far, it's Dana White. I mean, he's been pretty vocal about it. What's it like to see that too? Because, we've seen a lot of guys make their debut, but not a lot of guys, kind of give, Dana White that first impression like you did.
Yeah, man, he retweeted me yesterday. It was awesome. Sick. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I told him right afterwards that I've been waiting to do that my whole life for him. You know, I also told him I loved him. And, yeah, I mean, I couldn't have dreamed it any better.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, man, all these long years, I knew I had what it takes. You know, even with all the doubt and everything, like I knew this shit would happen. I knew I would blow up. I knew I had what the people wanted, and it's just beautiful to be here and being like, I've been fucking right. Let's go.
Yeah. With Dana White too, I mean, was that love at first sight?
Oh, I mean, yeah, it was amazing. Still walking out and shaking his hand. Like, I fist bumped him at my buddy Jordan Espinosa's last fight. He did really good, and I fist bumped him afterwards. That was cool, but being able to shake his hands at weigh-ins, man, c'est magnifique.
Yeah. Will you be there for Jordan's next fight?
I mean, I'll be in town. I'll be there to like hang out and stuff. But they couldn't they couldn't put me on as a corner so late in the game. So unfortunately, I won't be in his corner, but I'm always in his corner, man. I love that kid.
Yeah. And now this is your third fight in 2022. I mean, do you plan to stay pretty active, in the UFC?
Yeah. I mean, I'll fight next week if it's right. Obviously, I'm in a pretty good position where I don't need to be rushed into anything. I think I got a nice little spot, but if something pops up, I mean, I can make weight in 12 hours. So let's go.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're kind of just happy to be here too. But like, I know you had mentioned that Caceres fight. Is there anyone else that's kind of like on your radar that you'd like to kind of mix it up with?
Yeah, man. I mean, of course, there's a few people that'd be great, but James is still in Vegas. He's cornering somebody tonight for Contenders, and then on Saturday we have Derek Minner fighting. And so he'll be back on Monday, and we'll talk business then. Man, right now I'm just vibing.
Yeah. Is there a time? I know you said kind of like next week, but is there a time that you prefer that you'd like to be back by?
I mean, what is it, September? I mean, I'd love to fight in November.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be dope. But man, like I said, dude, I'll fight whenever. I'll fight 3 more times this year if it works out. I'd love to. That'd be great.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there's any question that you won't fight whenever. I think you showed that last week. For sure.
Man, I'm just trying to be like James Krause, taking fights on 24 hours notice.
Yeah. And then before I let you go, anything that maybe you want to add, anything we didn't talk about, anything that really stood out from this past weekend?
Man, I'm in the gym every day working on things and stuff. And I came out there and I hit him with the things and I caught him with the stuff. You know what I mean? So let's fucking go. I do this all day. I've been waiting to dance, just waiting for them to play the music, So I'm happy the music's bumping now.
Yeah, for sure. Are you already like back in the gym, or are you kind of taking like a week off?
Oh no, man! I've had 3 sessions already this week.
Wow.
About to make it 4.
All right, awesome. All right, Kevin, thanks so much for your time. I wish you the best going forward.
Hey, man, thank you so much. It was great. I appreciate it.
All right, the hair looks great, by the way.
Awesome. Hey, take care. She's the best.
All right. Have a good one.
Thank you.